Following its victory in the Yom Kippur War of 1973, the State of Israel was being ideologically attacked. Nowhere was this more evident than in the United Nations. Members of the Arab League, along with the former Soviet Union, crafted UN Resolution 3379, Zionism is Racism. This met great opposition from the Black American community in the form of B.A.S.I.C, Black Americans to Support Israel Committee, founded by civil rights leaders Bayard Rustin and A. Randolph. Bayard Rustin wrote about and spoke out on behalf of Israel and for peace in the Arab-Israeli conflict. He also defended the historic Black struggle for justice as he condemned the fraudulent use of the word racism by Israel's enemies. Rustin said, "Zionism is not racism, but the legitimate expression of the Jewish people's self-determination. From our 400-year experience with slavery, segregation, and discrimination, we know that Zionism is not racism." Rustin and B.A.S.I.C did not stop at simply standing with Israel, but standing against Israel's enemies, calling out both Jew hatred as well as the tyranny that ruled over the Arab-Palestinian people. Rustin wrote in a New York Times article in 1979 about the Palestine Liberation Organization and its leader Yasser Arafat. Looking back on the history of the PLO, one thing has become abundantly clear. The PLO, from the day of its creation in 1964, has never once uttered a word in support of any form of nonviolent resistance, peaceful relations between Israelis and Palestinians, or a political solution to the complex problems in the Middle East. By contrast, Black leaders in America, especially central figures like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and A. Randolph, never once in the long history of the civil rights struggle countenanced violence or terrorism. On Sunday, November 23, 1975, B.A.S.I.C published a full-page ad in the New York Times. In the Times, B.A.S.I.C listed 7 tenets explaining its solidarity with Israel and commitment to regional peace. 1. We condemn the anti-Jewish blacklist. 2. We believe Blacks and Jews have common interests in democracy and justice. 3. We support democratic Israel's right to exist. 4. Arab oil prices have had disastrous effects upon Blacks in America and in Africa. 5. We support peace through mutual recognition. 6. We support genuine Palestinian self-determination. And 7. We will work for peace. B.A.S.I.C was endorsed by 200 prominent Black Americans from virtually every facet of society, including Coretta Scott King, Martin Luther King Sr., Mrs. Medgar Evers, Andrew Young, David Dinkins, Rosa Parks, Arthur Ashe, and opera star Leontine Price. Essentially, B.A.S.I.C ended after Bayard Rustin's death in 1987. But Black-Jewish solidarity has never ended. Today, Israel continues to be ideologically attacked, and we at the Institute for Black Solidarity with Israel continue the legacy of standing with Israel and standing for peace.